What's going on, guys? Cheating the System 21 here, and we're here with another episode of Remembering Bad Company 2. If you're new to the series, this is where I take a weapon and kit from Bad Company 2, and if it's in Battlefield 3, we'll do a comparison and see what's changed. So, this is one of my other favorite assault rifles in Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. So we're using the STG-77 or the AUG A3. Now, this weapon is awesome. It's got a high fire rate, it's a bullpup design, so it takes a little longer to reload, but it means it's got fantastic hip fire. As you can see, I'm locking down this position very successfully until, I forget to turn around. But, anyway, this is definitely one of my favorite weapons in both games in the assault category, and I was really glad to come back. And you can see, even when I'm firing full, its hip fire is still amazing. So, secondary, we've got the M1911. It's great to have a higher powered, slower firing secondary when you have such a high powered, fast firing assault rifle like this, at least in my opinion. And we're going with the grenade launcher this time, taking out some walls, red dot sight for longer range accuracy, and magnum ammunition, of course, just to give me a little bit extra punch behind each of the bullets. So, in Bad Company 2, as you can see, this gun is primarily best suited for medium-range combat. Now, of course, it also is very successful with shorter range due to the higher fire rate. But I found, considering the accuracy of this weapon, I mean, when taking into account how fast it fires and how powerful it is, it really, really is extremely accurate and has quite a low recoil. So you can definitely manage this weapon at longer ranges, which is great because it maintains obviously that higher fire rate, and used in shorter ranges. Actually, as you can see here, it definitely is successful as well, being the bullpup, having that hip fire accuracy. But popping off headshots and blasting through walls here, which is one of my favorite things about Bad Company 2. But anyway, moving towards to Battlefield 3, as you can see, we've got the AUG A3, standard M1911, didn't want to put a suppressor on it or anything. It says M320 but I am actually using the M320 standard. Defibrillator, squad frags to give me a few more grenades. I got the reflex red dot sight, underslung rail, and of course the heavy barrel. Now, a couple people were wondering about the heavy barrel and why I'm actually using it. It's actually because it's the only way to actually get an increase in damage. No, it doesn't increase your overall damage, but it's the only real way to compensate for magnum ammo. So, as you can see, tearing through in hip fire here, using the M320 is kind of awful against infantry, unfortunately. But, yeah, now in Battlefield 3, as I told you, I'm using the heavy barrel, so the recoil is a little bit higher than it would have been in Bad Company 2. But as you can see, these closer/medium ranges, I'm still getting extremely low recoil while using the heavy barrel. I found that this weapon was one of the most transferable between the two games that I've used so far, that it actually responds just as I'd expect it to. Now that's what the M320 is best for, softening up opponents and taking out equipment like that. So it's not quite so useful as it was in Bad Company 2, unfortunately, but it gives you a little bit of defense against lighter armor and some walls and rooftops. Obviously, you can turn it into rubble with that. So going into the PTFO scenario, it's definitely viable with this weapon. Like I said, I like to use it at kind of a medium-ish range, and yeah, that's really what I like about this weapon, is that it's so reliable in basically every situation. I mean, obviously you won't want to use this in sniper rifle. Promoted! Any Battlefield Friends fan will know exactly what that's all about. But yeah, I was very happy to finally become Colonel 20. On my way to be 100, but yeah, we'll see how that works. Anyway, like I was saying, it is just such a reliable weapon, including the M1911. I used to use that weapon all the time when Battlefield first came out. And God, is it ever just a powerful, accurate, fast-firing secondary. Probably one of the best balanced secondaries in the entire game. Another great thing about the AUG is being able to take out multiple targets with one clip. A lot of weapons we see that have higher fire rates just can't pull that off, but I am completely comfortable going against 2, maybe even 3 opponents depending on the range and not having to worry about reloading. Not only can I defend myself, but I can actually be offensive with it as well. Too often you see most assault weapons, you can either be offensive with it or defensive with it. You see something like an F2000, you kind of have to be offensive with that weapon, and maybe something like the G3, you kind of have to be defensive with that weapon. You don't necessarily want to be rushing in there. But just in case, it's great to have the M1911 there, which is very strong and can, really take down a softened target in 1 to 2 shots. And I mean, there really isn't a whole lot to say about this weapon other than that it's basically good in just about any situation you want to take it in. I had a real great time using it, especially with the Bad Company 2 setup. It's actually a setup I would consider using, maybe minus the M320 and toss in a health kit there. But I think this is definitely one of the better examples of how you can play a weapon in one game and it transfers to the next. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please check out my personal channel. I just set up a demo reel displaying lots of different things that my videos have to offer, so if you want to check that out, that will be awesome. As you can see on the bottom there, the guys who requested the AUG, leave a comment letting me know what weapon you want me to remember next. I'm Cheating the System 21, and I'm out.